Hi Queens, welcome back. Here today we're going to be talking about really low class type of guys and when to walk away. So stay tuned for those lists. Hi, if you don't know who I am, I'm Sindy V King. I'm a creator of Calling My King. I help transform women to create lasting love through Vedic astrology, neuroscience, and transactional analysis so that she becomes the queen of love. And today I want to be specifically talking about when to actually walk away from a guy because he's so low class here. There's a few things that I have noticed here as well, especially when it comes to dating. Number one is he's complaining about his ex, and that means that simply he's not ready to be in a relationship, and that's totally understandable. And that's when you have to say, you know what, you're not really ready to be totally committed at this time being. Okay, number two is he's not clear of what he wants as a man. And that just simply means he might be a little bit confused of what his goal is and what his vision is. And sometimes it's okay to paint the vision of what you want to have in a relationship and see if he kind of looks at it and agree or disagree with it. If he strongly disagree and you guys are not aligned, honestly, this is a time to walk away, because honestly, he's just wasting your youth and beauty, and you have better ways to actually use those youth and beauty at the current time. Number three, it could be definitely a deal breaker if you guys are not aligned, is his sexual needs. So he's just looking for friends with benefit or having just a sexual experience, and that's okay as well. But if that's not aligned with you, it's time to go. He can go and find somebody else that can service him that way. Number four, he's not really a gentleman so he's not really actually trying to make an effort for you. He's really in the language of a body language saying I'm not interested, but I'm still here and I'm still aligned. You know what? That's a good time when you need to be walking away. And that doesn't matter if he's in the upper class, lower class, middle class, whatever class he might be. You're just not aligned in the body language in general, or just not aligned. Number five, he's actually gaslighting you. And when guys are gaslighting you, this is a good time to be walking away, because this is an abusive relationship and it could turn out to be that way. And sometimes it just takes two people to push the wrong button, and that's the way they are. You have to learn how to accept and reject, and that's the best way you can walk away in a situation like this. Number six has to be ignoring your text message. If he's already ignoring your text message, the communication is not there. So that means that clearly there is a communication problem. And if do you want to walk down that road where communication is already a bit of a challenge, and that's something that they need to be working on individually, and you don't deserve to be ignored, and it's so not classy at all and not a gentleman-like at any way. Number seven, really focus on, he's asking you to send nude pictures, and that's your own personal preference. But when you do send pictures to somebody, just know that number one, he might be sharing it with other people as well, or you might not know who this person behind the screen is. Also another place, it's also he's just looking for a sexual experience. If you already have a good nice profile of your full headshot and as well your full body shot as well, that is absolutely enough for him to gaze. Please keep your pictures very current and active. I think it's really important to not be in a place of catfishing, and vice versa with the men as well. Number eight really talks about his habits, or even his pleasure of hobbies of interest. If he's doing recreational drugs or drugs in general, and that's something is a deal breaker, because when you're dating with somebody's under influence or substance, they're not all there. You don't know who they really are when they're actually sober, if they even get to that stage. Number nine is talking about misogynist, and if he sounds like a misogynist, this is absolutely a deal breaker in general. There's something that he has issues either with his childhood. This is not a place where you need to be fixing it up. Number 10 here is focusing on too much of the sexual component. Sexual conversation is important, and yes, it's absolutely okay to do this, but when it's just only that in there, that's the only thing that you're going to get out of the relationship. If you're sexually teasing him, that's all you're going to get in general. Number 11, really focus on figure out if he wants to pay for dinner or not wanting to pay for dinner, and then makes all these claims that he shouldn't be able to do this, I think that's a good red flag right there, because when he's doing stuff like that, that is absolutely not okay as a first impression that he's want to make as well. And there's some people enjoy being the breadwinner and some people don't, and that's okay as well. But when it comes to like shaming for not paying up or reinforcing about payments in general is a problem. Number 12 is he's actually dressed like a slob. He really doesn't make an effort to like dress to impress you like a first time interview. I think it's really important to have that first impression. If he's not really in that phase of his life and dressing to help him to get in that position, that could be a deal breaker for you, because in other words, he just doesn't really care enough about himself or got to know about what works for him and what doesn't work for him. I want to make sure you guys have an opportunity to actually go ahead and subscribe, because I know there's a few you haven't yet. So I want to go ahead and remind you to go and do that right now. Did you also know that you can join my YouTube membership here as well? So I think it's a great opportunity to have a better deep dive. And if you have any burning question, I think it's a great way for you to go ahead and join that and then ask your questions there, because I would love to get to know you a little bit more better. Some of the lists that I have listed to you today, there's so many more obviously, but I just want to give you a little bit of introduction, what to kind of watch out for as well. And maybe you can name a few of them that you think should be added on this list, and I might make another video of it as well. That's always fun for me. So that being said, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now. Glad you enjoyed the contents. Give me a like and share and subscribe. The bell button might be helpful. Did you get a chance to check out my Super Queen membership? Because we go into deep dive of your love life and maybe use some practice and connect with other heart-centered queen as well. Join us. The link is in the description. I got over 300 videos on this channel, and I think I picked the next one is right for you. So see you there.